Light vs dark chosen powers, which force flows through you? There is a reason your life has never felt ordinary. A reason you've been pulled toward spiritual truths, while others are content with illusions. A reason you've walked through intensity, isolation, emotional depth, and mystical openings, while the rest of the world seems to move in slow motion. It's because something ancient flows through you. A current. A signature of energy that most people will never recognize in themselves, but that you've always felt humming quietly beneath your skin. You are not just on a spiritual path. You are one of the chosen ones, marked, encoded, awakened to serve a force beyond understanding. But the question that shapes your entire journey, the question that determines the battles you face, the gifts you carry, and the destiny you're here to fulfill, is this. Is it the light that flows through you, or is it the dark? Most will try to convince you that the light is the only sacred path, that to be awakened is to radiate love, embody gentleness, and shine with calm presence. And its true light chosen ones carry these qualities in their purest forms. They heal with their words. They uplift by simply existing. They hold space like open sky and transmute pain into peace by just being near. But what no one tells you is that light is not the only force sent to shift this world. There is another current, equally divine but far more feared. The dark, the primal, the storm. Those who channel the dark are not evil. They are essential. They are the breakers, the shadow priests, the truth cutters. They walk into the illusion not to soothe it, but to shatter it. Their energy does not calm, it confronts. It stirs. It demands. And when you carry the dark, your life will be marked by disruption, not because you're flawed, but because you are encoded to dismantle what no longer belongs.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
So how do you know which force flows through you? You must feel for the root, not the reaction. If you've always felt at home in presence, if you feel drawn to silence, nature, and cosmic harmony, if your power comes from stillness and softness, you likely carry the light. If your words calm chaos, if your energy smooths tension, if you are the eye in every storm, then the light flows through you. But if you feel like you were born to call things out, to challenge authority, to stand alone in truth even when no one believes you, if your presence causes things to shake, not settle, then the dark is in you. If your whole life has felt like a fight not for survival, but for truth, you are a dark chosen one. And the sooner you stop apologizing for your intensity, the sooner your power will activate. There is no superiority between light and dark. They are two halves of the same whole. But the world has been conditioned to revere only one. That's why light chosen ones are praised and dark chosen ones are feared. The light is celebrated because it soothes, but the dark is necessary because it strips away lies. You were never meant to choose between them. You were meant to know which one flows through you and then learn to wield it with mastery. The light is the healer, the unifier, the one who brings people back into the heart. The light builds temples and shows others how to remember their divinity. But the dark tears down temples built on ego. The dark reveals where the light has become performative. The dark doesn't just open hearts, it forces them to confront what's still locked inside. It is the uncomfortable truth that makes healing possible. If you felt rejected your whole life for being too much, too intense, too disruptive, that's not a defect. That's the mark of the dark running through your veins. But here's what no one teaches. No matter which force flows through you, your power will only crystallize when you align with your nature. The light chosen one who tries to become fierce in the way of the dark will feel unstable, anxious, disconnected. They will move out of harmony. The dark chosen one who tries to become gentle and calm like the light will burn out. They will suffocate under spiritual masks that weren't made for them. Your force is sacred. It is perfect, but you must claim it. Says 3. Ask yourself this now, and answer not with logic, but with the truth that lives beneath your skin. When you speak, does the world soften or does it tremble? When you enter a room, do people feel safe or do they feel exposed? Do you comfort or do you awaken? Do you unify or do you dismantle? Do you shine or do you burn? You already know the answer. You've always known. Your life has been shaped by it. And now you have to ask the deeper question: if I stopped trying to be what others needed and became what I was born to be fully, unapologetically, dangerously, what force would truly rise through me? And what would I become when I stopped resisting it? The path of fire or light, how chosen ones unlock their power by walking their true frequency. Once you know which current flows through you, the real journey begins. You begin to understand that your power is not something you find or earn or chase, it's something you become by stepping fully into the truth of your frequency. You don't awaken by trying to be more spiritual. You awaken by aligning with the force that was already breathing through your soul before you were even born. And whether that force is light or dark, the activation happens the moment you stop resisting your nature and start embodying it. This is the moment where chosen ones stop hiding and begin walking their true path, the path of fire or the path of light. The path of light is not easy, despite what many think. Being a light chosen one means carrying the burden of peace in a world addicted to chaos. It means being the calm in everyone else's storm, even when your own heart is breaking. It means holding compassion when others are consumed by fear, choosing love where others choose defense. You don't always get to be loud. You don't always get to be seen. Your strength lies in consistency, in anchoring. You build the safe space so others can fall apart. You hold the grid so others can ascend through it. You are not passive. You are relentless in your stillness. You are a frequency keeper. But to truly walk this path, you have to release your tendency to absorb what isn't yours. So many light-chosen ones are drowning because they mistake healing for self-sacrifice. You are not here to carry others. You are here to be the frequency that reminds them they can carry themselves. That shift is everything. You stop trying to fix and you start embodying. You stop trying to convince and you start transmitting. When you align with the path of light fully, your presence becomes so radiant that you no longer have to chase healing. It happens around you, automatically. But only if you are brave enough to stop dimming for people who fear their own light. And then there's the path of fire, the path of dark chosen one. If this is your path, you were not sent here to soothe the world. You were sent to ignite it. You were born with a fire inside you that can't be contained. And you've probably spent your life trying to be gentler, quieter, more palatable, more patient. But the more you try to be who the world expects, the more your fire turns inward, burning you instead of burning through illusions. That's why your life has felt like an earthquake. That's why you've always had to learn through destruction, through loss, through intensity, because your power is raw truth, and raw truth breaks things. Walking the path of fire means embracing your disruptor code. It means speaking truth that cracks facades. It means moving in a way that challenges the status quo, even when it costs you relationships, comfort, or reputation. But it also means learning precision, because fire without direction is chaos. But fire with consciousness, that's transformation. That's timeline correction. That's alchemy. And when you stop apologizing for your truth, when you stop trying to be nice and start choosing to be real, you activate a force that turns stagnant systems into soil for something new. The mistake most chosen ones make is thinking they're supposed to master both paths at once. But these are not roads to be blended, they are frequencies to be embodied. Your soul chose one as your primary field. You may hold aspects of the other, but you have a core resonance. You either awaken through stillness or through movement, through peace or through intensity, through unity or through disruption. You are either here to hold space or to break space open. And when you know which one is yours, you stop wasting energy pretending you're meant to be anything else. So how do you unlock your power? By becoming congruent, by aligning every thought, every choice, every relationship, every action with your true frequency. Not the one you've been conditioned to accept, but the one you remember in your bones. It's that moment when you realize you've never actually been lost, you were just wearing the wrong archetype. You were playing roles that diluted your field. You were using your voice in the wrong tone. But your real power? It's still there, waiting, untouched, because truth doesn't disappear. It waits. So I ask you now, from the center of your soul, what would change in your life if you stopped trying to be both fire and light, and finally committed to becoming the full force of the one you truly are? What doors would open? What illusions would collapse? What timeline would unlock if you stepped fully into your frequency without apology, without dilution, without hesitation? The war within, why power hurts until you stop betraying your chosen force. There is a specific kind of pain that only chosen ones understand. It doesn't come from failure. It doesn't come from external loss. It comes from within like a slow, burning ache that follows you even in moments of success. It's the kind of pain that whispers, you're not living in your full code. And no matter how much you achieve, how much healing you do, how many tools you collect, that pain lingers until one thing happens: you stop betraying the force that lives in your soul. Whether you are light or dark, your power will hurt you until you honor it completely. This is the war within. The silent conflict that plays out behind every decision you make. The part of you that knows you were born to embody a frequency so strong it could change everything. And the part of you that learned it was safer to hide. For light-chosen ones, the betrayal happens when you try to protect your peace by disconnecting from truth, when you avoid conflict to keep the surface calm, when you carry others who won't rise with you. You start dimming not because you're weak, but because you've been told your sensitivity is too much. But in that compromise, something inside you fractures, your power dims, your radiance becomes diluted, and you start feeling drained, not because you're broken, but because you're leaking energy into roles that aren't yours. For dark chosen ones, the betrayal is even louder. It screams every time you silence your truth, every time you hold your fire to protect someone's comfort, every time you soften your edge to seem more spiritual, more gentle, more relatable. You were born to burn away illusion, not politely suggest truth. And when you deny that, your power turns on you. That's when rage becomes self-loathing. That's when clarity becomes confusion. That's when purpose becomes exhaustion. You're not tired because you're lost. You're tired because you're fighting your own current. You're trying to be palatable when you were born to be impossible to ignore. The world doesn't need more nice people. The world needs activated ones, people who walk in their full frequency and don't flinch when the old world tries to guilt them back into submission. That's what this war inside you has always been about. It's not about right or wrong. It's about resonance. Are you living in alignment with the force that chose you? Or are you still trying to earn safety by muting your divinity? This is why your power hurts, because it's not meant to stay potential. It's meant to move, to expand, to break through you. And every time you stop it, every time you make yourself small for someone else's comfort, that power has nowhere to go. So it starts creating friction inside your field. Your mind races, your emotions feel volatile, your body tenses. That's not chaos. That's misalignment. Your energy is trying to do what it came here to do, and your personality is in the way. You've likely felt this war in your relationships, trying to love people while hiding your truth, trying to grow while making sure no one feels left behind, trying to speak gently when your soul is screaming. And every time you hold back, thinking it's the kind thing to do, your body pays the price. Your light dims, your fire withers, not because it's gone, but because it's been dishonored. So here's the medicine, and it's not soft. You have to choose. You can't keep one foot in your real path and one foot in the safety zone. You can't keep pretending to be both light and dark when your soul has already chosen its charge. You must pick your power. And when you do, when you commit fully to the energy that flows through you, the war ends. Not because the world changes, but because you stop fighting yourself. Everything you want, everything that haunts you with potential, exists on the other side of this internal truce. Your peace isn't found in being balanced. It's found in being whole, in living as the full expression of your code. And that means letting go of the version of you that was built to be accepted, so the version of you that was born to activate this planet can finally rise. So ask yourself this without looking away: what version of myself must I bury forever so the force flowing through me can finally lead? And what part of me still thinks it's safer to betray my power than to embody it completely? The final test: you won't be fully free until you choose between serving comfort or serving truth. Every chosen one will eventually face a threshold they cannot bypass, a moment so clear and undeniable it demands full surrender. It's not wrapped in ceremony. It doesn't come with a guide. It comes quietly, disguised as a decision so simple it almost goes unnoticed. Will you serve comfort or will you serve truth? That choice is the final test, not because it asks you to prove your worth, but because it asks you to embody it. Serving comfort is easy. It keeps the people around you calm. It keeps your routine stable. It lets you blend in with a world designed to sedate souls. But it also costs you everything real. When you serve comfort, you live half a life. Your gifts remain dormant. Your presence dulls. You wake up every day a little more disconnected from who you are and a little more invested in who you're pretending to be. And over time, that disconnection grows louder than any voice of wisdom you once followed. Serving truth, on the other hand, will demand everything. It will ask you to be misunderstood. It will ask you to walk away from things that once defined you. It will ask you to risk being seen in your rawest, most powerful, most uncomfortable expression. It will test your devotion to your own essence. And yet, serving truth is the only way you will ever taste true freedom. You were never meant to fit. You were meant to reveal. And that role doesn't come with mass validation. It comes with impact. When you walk in your truth, you change lives, shift timelines, and break ancestral cycles. Not because it's easy, because it's real. The kind of real that changes everything it touches. When you stop choosing comfort, you finally unlock your full charge. Light chosen ones, when you stop softening your glow to fit into dim rooms, you start shining in ways that illuminate paths others didn't even know existed. Dark chosen ones, when you stop silencing your fire to make peace with illusions, you start burning down falsehood so the soul underneath can finally breathe. But the moment you stop betraying your charge, life begins to realign rapidly, sometimes violently. Friendships fall away. Opportunities that were built on your half-truth crumble. Your identity rearranges itself. This is not the universe punishing you. It's the field clearing the path for the version of you that's been waiting to lead. Your soul doesn't want you to suffer. It wants you to stop settling. Because you cannot step into your role as a full chosen one while dragging around the fragments of your false self. This test is not a one-time event. It will come again and again, in every decision, every conversation, every moment when fear says, play it safe, and truth says, play it real. And you will know when you're being tested because your body will react, your field will tighten, your mind will try to rationalize, Your energy will feel like it's twisting itself into a smaller shape just to stay accepted. That's your signal. That's your moment to choose differently. Your liberation is not in some distant breakthrough. It's in these daily initiations, the ones no one sees. The ones where you tell the truth when it would be easier to stay silent. The ones where you walk away from what drains you even if you're not sure what's next. The ones where you show up in your full force and let the world recalibrate around you. So let me ask you now one final time, with everything on the line, are you willing to give up your comfort to walk fully in your calling? Are you ready to stop bending your light, your fire, your frequency, to be loved by a world that only rewards compliance? Because the moment you say yes truly, fully, without hesitation, you won't need to chase your destiny anymore. You'll be walking in it.